Hello everybody, this is Dr. Cole. Sunday, October 11th, as we move into week 9 of Con Law for the fall 2020 term. Now everybody, this week on the syllabus we have Due Process of Law. That's class notes for lectures 15 and 16. Some of the issues raised here include racial discrimination in jury selection, capital punishment, Supreme Court decisions such as those from back in the 1960s, such as Miranda versus Arizona, which establishes the responsibility of law enforcement to provide the Miranda warning, you have the right to remain silent, etc., before police interrogations. Okay? So those are some very important issues in class notes for lectures 15 and 16. So you want to be looking at that perhaps after you take quiz number 5, or beforehand if you wish, but we need to take quiz number 5 this week, and that goes back to last week's material on right to privacy and, of course, Roe versus Wade. Now, you have excerpts from the textbook on Roe versus Wade itself. Look carefully at the majority opinion by Justice Blackmun, Harry Blackmun, and the dissents by Justice Rehnquist and Justice White. You have about 10 pages of material from the textbook on Roe versus Wade. Now then, in addition to that, we had a couple of articles for you to read from the Washington Post, very brief. These are commentaries on the Supreme Court's recent abortion case in the June Medical Services case. Now you'll notice this is discussed very briefly in the class notes for lecture 14, I believe. We had 2 recent decisions. The Whole Women's Health case from 2016, and from earlier this year, the case of June Medical Services. Now, the decision in June Medical Services raised eyebrows. What happened was, the first case in 2016 was from Texas. The second case was from Louisiana. The laws in question were very similar, if not exactly the same. In the 2016 case, the Texas law was struck down as unconstitutional. Chief Justice Roberts dissented. Now, it raised a lot of eyebrows because what happened in 2020, they struck down the Louisiana law, and now Chief Justice Roberts was in the majority instead of in dissent. So it looked as though he'd switched sides. What happened was that in the meantime, Justice Kennedy retired and he was replaced by Justice Kavanaugh. And Chief Justice Roberts was in an awkward position. He didn't want to make it look as though the law had changed just because Justice Kavanaugh had joined the court. So he felt obligated to switch sides. Like cases should be judged alike, he said. You'll notice that that's discussed in one of the 2 commentaries you've been given to look at. Now, there are 2 commentaries. Both of the commentaries are by professors who are supportive of Roe versus Wade, but they disagree on the implications of the June Medical Services case. One is by Professor Lawrence Tribe of Harvard, and the other Professor Mary Ziegler from Florida State. And so look at those 2 pieces. They're brief. They do try to cut some fairly fine distinctions. So try to spend a little time with those and look at them as closely as you can and see what sense you can make of them. Okay. Those 2 pieces, along with the excerpts from Roe versus Wade itself in your textbook, will be the material for quiz number 5. Now we will chat about that Tuesday evening at 7 o'clock for 45 minutes, and then we will take the quiz. It'll be available to you all day Wednesday. That will be Wednesday the 14th this week. So we'll chat on Tuesday evening the 13th and take that quiz. It'll be available to you all day Wednesday the 14th. Okay, so we'll chat on Tuesday night the 13th and take the quiz Wednesday night the 14th. All the while, everybody, all at the same time, keep in mind in the back of your minds, we have 2 months left in school. Everyone should be thinking about their term papers. Everyone needs to turn in a term paper. We tried to provide you with a fairly lengthy list of important recent cases. And you can hone in on one particular case, or maybe you want to choose a couple of related cases. But in any case, everyone needs to turn in a term paper by the end of the term. And it's time to start thinking about that. If you'd like to email me about that, I'd be happy to respond and give you advice about whatever topic you might have focused in on for your term paper. But for this week, we need to chat on Tuesday night and then take our quiz on Wednesday, Tuesday night the 13th and Wednesday the 14th. Aside from that, we need to be looking at the class notes for lectures 15 and 16 that are up on the course website on due process of law. So, good luck with all of that, and with any luck, I will be seeing some of you in the chat room Tuesday evening. Take it easy.